Dear Leo, we just had the craziest influencer dinner. A5 Wagyu, unlimited caviar, and a live tuna carving. What the heck? Hi, it's Wednesday night and I'm already running late from work, so I had to hop on the subway and get my butt over to the Herald Square K-Town area. We're invited to an exclusive influencer dinner for the soft opening of Niku X, which has an LA location with unlimited A5 Wagyu apparently, so I knew that we were in for a bougie night. It's 5:55 when we walked through the door, and on the invite it said that the live bluefin tuna carving would kick off right at 6 p.m. So I knew that no matter what, I had to get there for that. But luckily when I get there, it does not look like a tuna is about to be carved. People are mingling, people are still ordering drinks, so I'm good on step one. But then minor panic ensues because the moment that I step in, I'm offered a little glass of sake, and your girl's really bad at saying no, especially when I'm overwhelmed at the first entrance of an event. And apparently it's kind of from the snows of the Japanese mountains, something like that, so I couldn't say no. And as I'm processing, I then immediately get asked if I want to take the elevator up to the second floor of the restaurant to see what it looks like. And once again, I do not say no, but I'm holding my tiny little glass of sake while balancing my phone and kind of calmly standing in the elevator, but deep inside being like, what the heck is happening? And then bam, we are on the second floor. But that doesn't really last long, and then I'm back near the bar, balancing out that sake with some water, because your girl drinks like once a month. Also, mind you, I'm dealing with a second mini panic that essentially everyone around me is speaking Mandarin. So I'm Chinese American, but emphasis on the American. I spoke English at home and dreaded going to Chinese school on Sundays, so much so that I asked my parents to quit at like age 12. In retrospect, if I hadn't done that, I'd probably be a conversation master right now, but I am not at all. So I'm kind of awkwardly standing amongst the crowd, trying to distract myself and look like I'm doing something by checking out the drink menu and ordering a little beverage at the bar. It's now about 6:20 and they're finally ready to let us go in. But what was interesting and what I did not expect was that they actually had assigned seating. So even though there's a sea of people in here taking videos, pulling out their phone, I am escorted right to essentially the middle of the seating counter. Thank you. So I'm simultaneously a little flattered, but also curious for what's about to go down. So the way that the dinner works is that they invited 15 different influencers to essentially come and film the experience. And like I mentioned, it kicks off with a wild bluefin tuna carving right in front of our eyes.
I will show you how to cut it and also which part is the otoro, which part.
Okay, warning for anyone that's eked out by fish guts and blood, because this is a big boy tuna and we've got front row seats, and they're about to get into it with this very, very long and dangerous knife. I was really trying to process everything that this Japanese fish master was saying about the different cuts of the bluefin tuna, which was actually very educational and I appreciated, but at the same time, I've never been so close to seeing such a big piece of fish, and especially one that's being cut and its head is coming off. So truthfully, it was kind of hard to fully comprehend everything going on. With every big piece cut, they would then bring it around for a little show, and so the cameras were literally out here eating. And this was one of the many moments of the night where I was like, what is my life? Not only am I watching this very expensive tuna get carved right in front of my eyes, but I felt like I had a VIP seat, especially given there were so many people filming and capturing content, but they didn't actually formally have official seats at the table. While I have the utmost respect for butchers and sushi masters and fish carvers, it's kind of ironic because when you see these giant slabs of, say, bluefin tuna, they don't really make me hungry and maybe kind of do the opposite. But I was still very curious to see what pieces we would be eating and how they would be feeding into our dinner. But when the hand towels come out and they're taking my water order, you know that dinner is about to get going. And something about me is that I religiously drink sparkling water. Sparkling water with a slice of lemon is my go-to beverage, and if I don't have something carbonated, I will have withdrawals. I know it sounds dramatic, but I promise it's true. And it was definitely my beverage of choice throughout the dinner over more sake, sorry. So with the tuna carving done, we're in for 9 courses, starting with a potato terrine, aka layers of potato with some of that bluefin tuna tartare on top. So I didn't mention, but bluefin tuna is one of the most expensive fish in the world, so this is an incredibly fancy potato. They tell us to eat it all in one bite, and that's the funny thing about tasting menus like this. While I can simultaneously marvel at the skill and technique that goes into fine dining meals like this one, it's also true that you're paying hundreds of dollars, and I don't usually leave full. I do have a really big appetite, so I know I'm not the norm, but I'm just saying, a tasting menu and big portion sizes often don't go hand in hand. Thank you. So you may have seen my other video and know that I have recently revived giving this whole YouTube thing another try, and that means today I am filming myself eating, which I despise. Yes, I am a foodie content creator on BowBuddy, but all of my videos are anonymous, aka I don't show my face, and that is no accident. No one really looks good chewing anyway. I don't like watching people eat, and if someone looks good eating, they're putting on an act. So it helps in this situation to be surrounded by other content creators with their phones out, a majority of them filming themselves a lot more than I am doing. Ring lights, duck faces, it's all there. Everything you'd imagine with content creators. So this restaurant is really known for their Wagyu, aka Japanese beef that's known for its high marbling, tenderness, and rich flavor, which are fancy terms to say that it's beef that melts in your mouth, and is expensive. As a self-proclaimed major meat girl, this is what I was excited about. But once again, like is the norm with tasting menus and just the vibe of this meal, everything is going to be served in small portions. And as I was waiting for the meat to be grilled right in front of me and the meaty air was starting to fill the room, I was like, alright, might as well get another cocktail. And we're here for the content, so the cocktail with the live gold glitter spritz it is. I quickly came to find out that the little bites of Wagyu that we had were only a little teaser to the big show. If there's a Wagyu sampling in heaven, this is probably what it looks like. They were showing us all the different cuts of Wagyu and even telling us things like the skirt steak and the Wagyu tongue are only apparently served at this restaurant in the whole entire United States. What? And it was time for all the Wagyu to make its way around town. Before we can eat with our mouths, the camera always eats first, right? And sorry to any vegetarians or vegans watching this video, it's a tough one for you. And maybe they wanted to capitalize on us in a moment of excitement and oohing and awing from the Wagyu, because all of a sudden I look and they're taking Polaroid photos of each of us. And speaking of content, when I saw a few folks going up to the girl to film, I was like, okay, you gotta count me in. For my video, yes, but also so I get to ask the chef some questions I have, like what is he cooking? Which in turn is, and the piece that you see here is actually only a quarter of the full tongue size. Also, while we're celebrating beef here, I might as well take the moment for story time with you, my captivated audience. As I mentioned, I'm a big meat, specifically beef gal, right? But there's an origin story here, I promise. When I was young, around 11 or 12, I was a bit anemic due to iron deficiency in my blood, which sounds scarier than it actually was. And yes, I took some iron supplement pills, but I also ate a lot more red meat, like steaks galore, which has got to be one of the best quote-unquote solutions to a medical situation. And while some might have gotten sick of eating steak and beef, it just made me love it even more. So, especially during that time when I was a teenager, if you asked me what my favorite food was, it always was steak. And it still is one of my favorite foods to this day.
Any cattle from outside the United States. So this is a very fine.
So back to the meal. So it's about 8:30 now, which means it's about 2.5 hours since I got to this whole place. And at this point, we're not following the 9 courses anymore. I don't know where we're at. This is a cold pineapple with coconut cream. You can clearly see in my eyes. I'm like, while I am very grateful for this experience, I now have no clue the next courses or when this whole thing is gonna end. And now there are 2 pickled cherry tomatoes in front of me. These were actually one of my best bites. They found the sweetest tomatoes. At this point, I felt like I was in one of those YouTube videos. Like, imagine if there was a video where it was like, Wagyu challenge, how many ways can we cook and prepare Wagyu? This is where I was at. And don't get me wrong, everything was so tasty, and every single bite melted in my mouth, and I just was trying to make sure that I savored it all. And perhaps the most surprising bites were the palate cleansers, like the cherry tomato, like the pineapple that you saw. So this little collection of fruits was a devious little devil. They look sweet, they look friendly, but man, were these some of the coldest bites of fruit I've ever had. And then this next Wagyu course, I was digging. So these are like meatier grilled pieces, which I prefer over the Wagyu slices. The fact I can even say that is crazy. But what was even better was that after we finished our first plate, they asked us if we wanted a second plate. And the girls around me were very polite and said no. But for me, I was like, no hesitation. Heck yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Enjoy, guys.
So what you just saw is Wagyu filet mignon, and if that isn't insane enough, they tell us that we have a surprise under our placemats. So everyone gets something extra, from sake to tuna bone marrow, and for me, I see the words limitless caviar pairing, and I'm like, what the heck does that really mean? And the answer is, well, just the craziest, most expensive singular bite I have ever had. I was packing on that caviar because, well, when will I ever be able to do this again? I mean, and they're the ones that called it limitless. And I realized I was the only one out of all the 15 creators at the table who got this card. So everyone was taking a little peek at me eating. And there was so much caviar that it covered the piece of Wagyu filet and uni. And I can't believe this is my life counter is going crazy at this moment. And somehow, it's 3.5 hours later, we've passed 9 p.m., and we've made it to the dessert finale. The magic and disbelief of this meal continues because you think you see an orange, but you smash right in there and you get some orangey pulp and a cake. For any Is It Real or Is It Cake fans, this is your moment. And to officially close out the night, remember those Polaroids that we got taken earlier? So I thought they'd potentially use them for some sort of wall where they're like, look, here's a wait here, even though no one would really recognize me. But turns out they wanted to mark our tour through the ins and outs of Wagyu with a cute certificate. If this means I can get more unbelievable meals like this one, well, count me in. So it was 10 p.m. at this point, and I had to wave goodbye with a stuffed and grateful tummy. Thank you so much, Niku X, for having me. And for not doing the whole experience in Mandarin, or I would have been in big trouble. But time to get my butt home to burn off the meat sweat calories and walk my dog. I'll see you next time.